Ometepe is a sacred place. Visionaries and nomadic tribes from as far away as Africa have left their stories carved into volcanic rocks that withstood subsequent onslaughts of colonial invasions and massacres, civil war, hurricanes, volcanic eruptions, globalization, and now, late capitalism and climate change.
Welcome to All Local Cleanup Party 11.
I'm Taleigh Smith.
Taleigh has already put together a group of people who are about to start cleaning up the beach just a little bit down the way. Would you share with us how you got started, what your inspiration was to start cleaning up the beach?
Yeah, absolutely. So as I was walking the beach, just healing myself through my own reconnection with Mother Nature, I began to pick up trash and get to know the people that live in the beach, get to know the children that would start helping me. What are you going to do with that trash, Taleigh? And get to know people who didn't have work and wanted to help out and wanted to be recognized for their time and their strength. Got to know elders that perhaps couldn't carry their trash to the corner where the trash truck came, so made sure that one of those strapping young folks without jobs would be there to take the bag for them and bring it to the corner. The Charco Verde Peninsula remains an epic gathering place for locals and wanderers. A lush, tropical dry forest and beach on Concepcion, the fire volcano, and the tip of the mini bioregion where Amigos de la Playa, Friends of the Beach, was launched. Officially, we formed Amigos de la Playa, which is Friends of the Beach, in 2017. So cool. Now we're in 2021. It's a real loose group. Everyone who contributes, we're like, welcome to the club. Nice. You're an Amigo de la Playa.
Yeah, sweet. How often do they get together? Or do you get together with them?
Well, we do it twice a week. Okay. We've got trash trucks that come from each municipality. Sometimes we'll have intensives right before the rainy season to make sure we get all the trash off the beach before the waters rise. Yeah. Are a key point, and also right before school starts, because all of a sudden we'll have 30 volunteers who need to buy their school supplies.
Yeah.
The coast of Lake Cochibolca is indeed a fertile edge, where clothes are washed, livestock are watered, fish are caught by humans and birds alike, and a unique volcanic crust wetlands ecosystem cycles through the rainy and dry seasons annually. So I moved to Ometepe Island from Manhattan Island. So you can imagine the shift from the urban jungle to the rainforest. Rainforest, dry forest, cloud forest. Ometepe is this volcanic island. Just such a blessing to be immersed in nature. And here I was walking the beach and there was trash everywhere. The beautiful contours of the volcano brought water and brought trash with it down to the lake every time it rained. A once seemingly endless supply of fish for the local population is now scarce, diminished by pesticides, microplastics, bleach and detergents, trawling nets, and non-native tilapia farming. Diesel pumps are used to extend the growing season by siphoning water out of the lake to nearby plantations, particularly for tobacco cash crops, a pesticide-intensive cultivation that damages not only Mother Earth, but the human hands that care for her, often including children whose minds and bodies are still developing. There's a agriculture university that actually has been looking at Mayan practices, ways of working with the earth to grow and produce, maximize food production that has zero chemical dependency.
Nice, yeah.
So we're hoping to get them here, teaching that, and then renewable energy is the other piece, right? When we see the diesel pumps, for example, and wind that we can see blowing in right behind us is clean and free.
It's air. It's always
and
moving.
Silent, by and large, right? I'll take the sound through the leaves of the trees over the pump, the diesel pump, any day.
Totally, yeah.
They'll start at 6 and they'll cut it at 4 sometimes. That's a long time to be listening to this machine. And it's a lot of money and pollution that's going into that irrigation. And they have a heavy dependence on pesticides, which is another somewhat invisible toxin that's coming down those same pathways with
Right.
the plastic trash that we're picking up. So once the pesticide's in the water, we can't get that back out. We have to stop that at its source. Only elders remember the days when Cochiboca's famous freshwater sharks were plentiful. Amigos de la Playa aims to transition Ometepe Island to a regenerative waste management system that protects its diverse ecosystems, improves wellness conditions for community members and future ecotourism, and achieves an ecological, cultural, and economic balance necessary for human resilience to climate change. As flora and fauna ebb and flow with the seasons and water levels, so does the trash from town. And so began the beach cleanup walks and our education on contours, human activity, and social permaculture. By rooting ourselves in a miniature bioregion, one inlet along the southern shore of Ometepe, we are able to tackle the world's problems on a micro level. We installed waste collection barrels and are experimenting with natural barriers at drainage points, creating missing infrastructure and employment by recycling the trash that is washed down to our shores. Nicaragua is under a transition now that China is not taking recycling. Nicaragua is like, okay, if we're going to recycle, what are we going to do with that, right? And up till now, there's maybe like a cooperative of women that make flower pots out of recycled bottles. There's been a few little initiatives like that, but nothing to the scale of dealing with the amount of plastic that comes in every day to the island to sell soda,
Imports.
to sell snacks, to sell detergent, you know, to package food, etc. So our project tries to look at reduction of the creation of trash as well as the recycling of it once it's used. Our engagement with the Alta Gracia municipality on the ferry dock will facilitate shipping collected plastics to a government-run plant in Managua to extract petroleum, and eventually storing and selling biodiesel to the ferries, cargo trucks, and other diesel vehicles. For our next implementation phase, we are partnering with the San Jose del Sur Catholic Church Radio to broadcast quotes from the Pope on taking care of Mother Earth, opening eyes, two at a time, to see the secrets of the ecosystem that sustains us and learn how to protect her and thrive. The Moyogalpa municipality has offered us the use of an abandoned recycling center 3 kilometers west on the main road. We hope to expand it as a maker's lab and make organic compost. And we are partnering with a visionary agricultural school from the mainland, Antonio Valdivieso, to offer courses in renewable energy and revive ancient Mayan practices of biointensive and drought-resistant agriculture without the need for pesticides.
So there's like not only the conversion of the garbage to what it's becoming and making something better, or like using it for something better, but also the education for people. Could you share a little bit about that project, what it's called? And
Yeah, what we're aiming for is called Evoke. Evoke is eco-vocational. So we're looking at training for people to be able to start their own businesses or get jobs with useful skills that are working with our ecology and really building resilience to climate change. You could get wind turbines, which is an ancient technology, to be bringing water in to the farms that are along the shoreline without that level of contamination. Then we're also reducing the flow back down of pesticides into the water. So teaching people to build that is going to be a big component.
yeah, huge.
I'm envisioning sewing machines to work with the cloth,
Yeah.
perhaps some tools to rebuild things, you know, that can be resold, tools,
Incredible.
maybe invention. I mean, there's 3D
Yeah.
printers out there. Who knows what we could build if we, you know, once we get moving, once the ball rolls.
Yeah.
Evoke, as we have named the project, will provide ecological vocational training for locals and will dramatically expand our capacity to build a regenerative economy and way of life on this unique biogem.
What's the next step for you, and what can people do that may be watching this help with?
Oh, thanks for asking. You know, Amigos de la Playa, we are fundraising. So we are trying to raise money, and we want to get that center going, and we want to also kind of brand ourselves, you know, get like t-shirts and face masks and bags that say like Amigo de la Playa. So we're building some hype in the neighborhood.
What's your end result? What's your desired end result? If this 5-10 years down the road gets to where you want it to be, what do you foresee?
Right. I foresee Ometepe being a model system, right? It's an island, so it's closed. If we could stop the inflow of plastics and stop the outflow of poison, you know, and build with our 40,000 neighbors, it's not that big. Like, that's not an impossible model village, and it's 24 villages, you know. I think that we could build something that works for Ometepe, then we could be a model for that transition for similar communities around the world.
Yeah, other indigenous cultures that seem to be operating in a similar way could shift into being operating more harmoniously with the earth too.
Step by step and hand by hand, Amigos de la Playa is creating solutions for our island and the next generations.
If you guys support this vision of continuing to clean up the world, you can find us at
Patreon.com/Unite the World Firsthand.
become a patron. The Labradorite tier is the first step to being a sponsor of the all local cleanup parties. You can also find Taleigh.
If you look up, just search Amigos de la Playa Ometepe, Ometepe.
Well, thank you so much for meeting with us and working with us and doing what you're doing.
Yay, thank you. What a blessing it is to cross paths. You can find us on Facebook. Just search for Amigos de la Playa Ometepe, Ometepe.